So we just got done meeting with this family here. This is Jen, Annette.
Yes.
And is it Immaculate?
Yes.
And this is Peter Pan, who we fell in love with last time. His real name is Joshua.
Samuel.
Samuel. And the little guy's name again?
Richard.
Hey, Richard. And so this is a really interesting and sad story. So Jen here is HIV positive, it sounds like. She's also pretty sick right now with, what was it, pancreatic problems. And so you can tell her belly's pretty swollen and she isn't pregnant. But these kids, these two, their father's deceased. There's another father in the picture somewhere to two of the other kids. And so it doesn't sound like there's a whole lot of hope. It sounds like these guys have been kicked out of their previous home when the husband died. So the way things work here is that when a husband dies, the home transfers ownership to, sounds like the next of kin that's a male. And so they asked this family to move out. They're living here now with, I think, where they grew up, with a relative's home. And so yeah, it's just a really interesting and sad story to try and figure out how we help the kids. And so these two are being cared for at the Care Point right now. They're super fun kids, and we've had a good time playing with them. And so it's just a lot to absorb, trying to figure out or imagine what it's like for these kids to be here without their mom, and certainly without their dad already, and just to figure out how to care for Jen here as well, who's on antiretroviral drugs right now, being provided for by the government, but it sounds like she's pretty sick. And so there's always a long story, and it's always very complex. It sounds like there is some land and a hut where she could be staying, but she's not well enough to care for herself, and there's no roof on that hut, and so that's why she's here. So we don't have answers for this yet, but we're going to work on that and work with the guys at the Care Point. It sounds like the Care Point is actually helping provide meals right now, which is pretty atypical, but someone has to step in and provide for her as well, because she's not able to provide for herself. And so here we are. It's sad, but also, I guess, good to know that there is a Care Point a kilometer away that these little guys walk to every single day for meals. And I guess exciting to know that there is hope, not just for them to eat now, but there's hope in the long term, and that this wasn't the plan, and that our King's coming back to fix all this. So yeah, we're just glad to meet you guys. And Jay, do you want to say yoga? You want to say yoga to our friends in America? Say yoga. 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 Okay, thank you.